Hey guys, this is my first video for the One Piece trading card game. Just gonna go through the deck I plan on using for CoreTCG's limited deck battle. So, unlike everybody else, I'm gonna go ahead and play red. Yeah, right. As much as I love Luffy, he is the best MC, but we're actually gonna be playing Kaido. Honestly, I played a lot with this deck. It's just really fun. I like the aggro. I like the consistency. They do break if you don't open up Onigashima, but that's just for everyone to know. So here's my deck breakdown. So let's go ahead and start with the event cards. I'm playing 4 of the Blast Breath. You know, the usual. You need that 4K counter. It's really good. Best card of the deck, Onigashima. You have to open up with it. If you don't open up with it, it's very difficult to stabilize. Honestly, the deck is a lot of high cost cards in my opinion. You're gonna notice I don't really play a lot of the small ones, but you need to see it. So you definitely mulligan for this. I don't know if a lot of people are gonna be playing it, but I know I am. Lead performer. I'm playing 4 of these. Honestly, I found more situations where I like to see this card than I would like to admit, and I'm also playing it over a character card, which is gonna be surprising to a lot of people because I don't know if people are actually dropping this character, but I did. But yeah, so I have 4 lead performers. This card in like the life check is actually really good. The +1 and then plus the Dawn for next turn. It also sets you up early because you're always. I'm one of those people that like to take that first life, like take the damage. But yeah, so I'm always hoping to see this in my life check. The big card, Brachio Bomber. I haven't really played against blue too much to know what I hit with this. I'm guessing it's like the Crocodile or the Law. In red, you just hit basically you go for the Luffy with the rush. Besides that, there's not really any big 6 cost. Purple, you get rid of the queens, you get rid of everything. They're big beaters. And then green, yeah, you just try to hit their blockers mainly. Let's go ahead and go over to the character lineup. Playing the standard build. 4 Black Maria, the blocker. Cheap, it's really good to have 4 of. Honestly, I go late game where I try to keep 2 of these in hand before I drop them. I either go full out in attack, and then I have the blockers to protect myself. I'm at like 2-3 life, and I try to drop 2 of these. It's really great. They come in amazing, honestly. Jack, I have 4 jacks. I love to see him early. Late game, he's honestly just the 1K counter in hand. He does help you restabilize if you do use this Kaido's effect. My opinion, he's really situational. There have been a few hands where I will brick with him and see multiple of them, and I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna play you for 3 or 4K. I still need to pump you up. That's 4 Dawn. You're giving me 1+ free to keep my counter active. But besides that, I kind of want to bring him down to 3, but hopefully after this weekend's playtest, I see where I stand. The best card, I think, in my opinion, with the trigger effect, Who's Who. Just helps you get rid of the small blockers. Honestly, opening this up against like a green where they're going to play a Bonnie, opening it up against red where they're going to play a Nami. Blue, I don't know what to target yet. I haven't really played that much against blue to know what exactly to hit with Who's Who. But he's honestly one of the best triggers I like to see in my life. Played against a red opponent. He swung with leader first, which surprised me. This was in my trigger. I was able to summon it and then go ahead and pop his Zoro. And then same effect with these is where it's got rid of the Sanji. Definitely needed 4. The usual page 1s, honestly, just the 5K 4 drop or 6K 4 drop. Nothing too great on that. Ulti, need to play the 4 of to get the 2K counter. My favorite card, or one of the favorite cards of the deck, is the Queen. Queen. So good. Really like to see it early in case I do open up double Onigashima or something like that, because then I'll go ahead and drop it for 5. I won't mind this because I'll have the Onigashima, so it's like free basically. But just getting rid of that card in hand is no longer something dead to be staring at, and just it's just out of hands, out of mind. But yeah, definitely need the 4 of. I've found myself countering for him so multiple times. 6K is just really big. I mean, yeah, you can compulse it with blue, and you can get rid of it with Jet Pistol, which is kind of the downside, but I mean, they're wasting like 6 to get rid of him, which is, to me, it's like a fair trade. But his block is just too good. I don't know if a lot of people are playing him, but I'm going with a 2 of for the promo Kaido. I have gone in situations where I will try to use this effect and see if they block it. And if they do block it, I'll go ahead and do the banish effect. Usually, I try to keep them at 2 life before I do this combo. The people that know how to play against purple know that when you're at 1 life, they're going to take the life. So that his effect is basically pointless. But if you do it at 2, and you're swinging at 8k with a Dawn -2, and they take it. Okay, say you're at 10, right? 10 Dawn. You pay the 2 for this. That leaves you at 8. They're going to go ahead and take the attack, right? Because you're going to be at 1 Dawn, thinking you're not going to do anything much about it. Go ahead and use Kaido's effect or leave yourself at 1 Dawn. You still pump them up to 6k, which is, in my mind, pretty decent if you're going for a leader and they don't have no blockers. So it's kind of like almost a guaranteed game, but at the same time, not really. But they always have to expend more on these two and verify like which ones they want to use. Go ahead and do the standard 4 king. Honestly, really good. Against red, it's like a kind of a dead drop, in my opinion. Against green, it's kind of like a dead drop, in my opinion. You do get rid of the units, but they just have so many things to get rid of it. It's not really cool. But yeah, so king at 4, and then the big beater himself, the man of the hour, big 10k Kaido. I have gotten turns where I'll open this, and honestly, I don't mind keeping it. If you open your hand correctly, you can do a setup to where you'll have the 9 drop by like turn 4. But it's really great. So many things they use to get rid of this. I tend to keep one in hand always, just in case you are playing against a certain deck and you know what beaters to drop on. But yeah, this card makes the deck. Amazing. Definitely need to see it. As some people notice, I do not play Sasaki. I took out the Sasakis. My opinion, there's times where I either brick with him or I see him when I don't need him. And then just restabilizing late game with that minus Dawn is not really a big issue. Yeah, you get the 1-up card, but if you see him early game and you didn't open up Onigashima, it's really bad. So like say you're going first, right? Turn 3, you're gonna have your 3 Dawn. You're gonna go ahead and play him. You're gonna go ahead and go to 2 Dawn, and then next turn you're at 4. But it doesn't really help you. Honestly, 4k. If it was a 5k, this card would be amazing. But for the cost, I'm not really gonna play it. That's why I'm playing the 4 lead performers. Honestly, I'd rather see this in my life. I'd rather see this card in my life and activate this effect so that I can draw 1, which would be this draw 1, and I gain the Dawn active instead of minusing. But I prefer that a lot. And then depending on how I see it, if I'm tempted to go full aggro and take out one of the jacks, and then I'll go ahead and play 3 of the AK Kaidos. It's just AK. Honestly, AK in this format for limited deck battles is really good in my mind. It just gets over a lot of stuff, and they have to expend a lot to get rid of him. But early drops too, by like turn 3 or 4, you can go ahead and have 7. Drop this, usually hoping you have another big beater like a king in hand. It'll go ahead and help you out. So you'll do this. You'll have the king. You can summon the king, get rid of the blockers. Go ahead and swing it AK, and if you want to pump them, I usually do like 10 or 11, because they'd have to expend a counter if they have it, because you're swinging at a leader, right? So expend a counter. Say they're dropping what's the counter? Repel, and the other one, they don't really go up past 10, so they'll have to expend a lot more. My opinion, that's one of my favorite plays to do. Outside of that, I'm tempted to put in 1 X Drake. 4 cost 5k isn't too bad, honestly. It just hits the leader for free. They're either going to block or take it. This deck doesn't really have any 5ks in my opinion that are worth dropping. Ulti is never worth dropping unless they have a wall of blockers. Then they're going to go ahead and expend them. But yeah, everything being like 4k and 3k, which is also the reason why I don't like playing Sasaki in my opinion, does justice in my mind. I am playtesting this weekend versus a friend. He does have red complete and green, so hopefully we'll see how that gameplay goes. But yeah, any comments or concerns or questions of how I find my opinions on this type of deck for limited deck battles, feel free to send them over. I love answering. I love it, especially right now being a big fan of One Piece. Um, I love talking about the game, or where hopefully it can grow and be big. But yeah, so that's the deck I'll be using for limited deck battles. Um, Let me know if you're playing. I would love to hear what you're playing and see if there's anything different. Um, my friend did tell me I'm gonna have multiple hands where they're gonna be dead with the monsters, which I hope so because I rather get big turns and drop the big ones, which is like the best feeling. Which is also why I want to play these. I rather they're not counters, but I rather keep the counters in hand, in my opinion, than drop them. So that's my hope. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe for more content, and here's to One Piece.